Hey guys, this is just going to be a video to show you how I've been teaching long division using base 10 blocks to help them really understand the regrouping of numbers and what is going on behind the scenes of this long division, why it's necessary. So we're going to do 102 divided into 3 groups. So I've always tell them first set up your problem, 102 divided by 3. Okay, and then we want to go ahead and make our checklist of things to do. So divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Okay, they often refer to this as does McDonald's sell burgers so that they can remember it. But they use this to keep track of their steps. So we have 102 blocks. I tell them, okay, first things first, what's our first step? We're going to divide. Well, I have 1 divided by 3. That's where I'm starting. Well, this 1 is not just a 1. It's actually 100 block. So can I take this 100 block as it is and separate it into 3 groups? No, I cannot. Okay, so we need to go ahead and put a 0 above the 1. That's our division. Check. Next is our multiplication. We want to check what we used. We didn't actually use anything, so this is pretty simple. 0 times 3 is 0. Check. Now we subtract. We're going to subtract 1 minus 0, which is 1. Check. And then we're going to bring down our next digit, 0. Okay? Check. Now, we don't just have 10 here. Now what we have is 10 tens. Before, we had 0 tens. But what we're doing when we get this 1 down here is we have this 100, and we're turning it into tens. So now we're going to have 10 tens. So I'm going to trade this out for 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So now we have 10 tens that we're working with. Okay? Next, we're going to divide. We're going to take these 10 tens and we're going to divide them into 3 equal groups. I usually tell the students to take a minute and try to guess what it would be first. What times 3 would get you something close to 10 without going over? If they can't think of it, they might write their 3's. T-chart. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Well, the closest we can get to 10 without going over is 3. So that is probably how many is going to be in each group, but we're going to double check by dividing our base 10 blocks. 1, 2, 3 groups. Okay. 1, 2, 3 groups. 1, 2, 3 groups. And then that's as equal as I can get, and I have 1 base 10 left over. So I'm going to put that aside, move my groups over so I can write. So I have 3 in each group. That is my division. Check. Next, we're going to multiply to see what we use. We're going to multiply 3 times 3, which makes sense because I have 3 equal groups with 3 in each group. So we're going to multiply that and to get 9. Okay, multiplication, check. Next, we're going to subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. And this makes sense because I have 1 base 10 block left over. Subtraction, check. Next, we're going to bring down that 2. So no longer do I have 1 10 because I'm going to trade it out so that I have 12 ones. So I'm going to take my base 10, my leftover 10, and I'm going to trade it out for 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, this is really hard to do with one hand. Okay, now I have 12 ones. I'm not changing the value of what I had before, I'm just changing how it looks. So I had 1 10 and 2 ones, now I have 12 ones. So we have brought down. Next, we're going to divide these 12 ones into our 3 equal groups. But again, I'd like to challenge them to think ahead of time. What could this end up being in each group? What times 3 gets you as close to 12 as possible without going over? In this case, it does work out evenly because 4 times 3 is 12. So 1 in each group, and I should have 4 in each group. 3, 3, 3, and 4, 4, 4. And that's exactly what we end up with, 4 in each group. So my division is 4. Check. Now we're going to just double check and make sure that what we used is exactly 12. 4 times 3, so 4 in each group, times the 3 groups, does equal 12. Subtract 12 minus 12 is 0. And then there's nothing left to bring down, so I'm going to indicate that I'm done by putting an X. Now, yes, 34 is the answer, and this makes sense because I have 1, 2, 3 10s and 4 1s in each group. So 34 times 3 should equal 102. So let's double check. 34 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. I'm going to carry my 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So it does in fact equal 102. Since this answer matches my dividend, I have completed my division correctly. And this is how I've been teaching them. This right here is super important for these kiddos so they can keep track of their steps. They tend to get lost in all of this, and I don't blame them. It's long and it's pretty dreadful, but once they understand, they do enjoy it. It's a puzzle. If you have any questions, you feel free to shoot me an email or let me know that I need to do another video to explain something further.